We are so conditioned in this society to believe that men shouldn't cry. It is shameful for men to cry. We grow up hearing things like "boys don't cry," "stop being a little baby," or "toughen up." And these phrases have real negative impacts. They lead to toxic masculinity and prevent us from living our full lives. I am here to tell you that it is okay for men to cry. In fact, crying could be very healthy for us. Crying is a natural and important way to express emotions, release stress, and process trauma. Men who embrace their emotions and allow themselves to be vulnerable are often seen as weak. But I want to challenge that perspective. True strength lies in embracing our emotions, not in suppressing them. In today's episode, we will discuss what it means to be masculine. What does it really mean? Why do we say boys don't cry? Where did this come from? Is it good or bad? Finally, why should men cry? So get ready, let's go. What does it mean to be masculine? Masculinity is a set of societal norms, behaviors, and characteristics that are typically associated with men. These norms often include traits such as strength, assertiveness, independence, stoicism, and providing for one's family. Masculinity is a concept that has evolved over time and varies across cultures. Now, where did the phrase "boys don't cry" come from? This phrase is a reflection of traditional gender roles and expectations. For centuries, boys and men were expected to suppress their emotions, especially those considered feminine, such as sadness. Crying was seen as a sign of weakness and a lack of control. As a result, the phrase "boys don't cry" became a way to enforce these gender norms and discourage boys from expressing their emotions openly. So when we were kids, if we saw other kids crying, we would say to them, "Stop being a little baby." When they heard that, they felt ashamed for crying and tried their best to hide their tears. And even if someone comforted them and told them that it's okay to cry, the damage was already done. The phrase "boys don't cry" had a bigger impact than the comforting words. As we grew older, we internalized these messages and started to associate crying with weakness. We learned to hide our emotions and present ourselves as strong and in control, even if we felt vulnerable and needed support. This suppression of emotions can lead to negative consequences for men's mental health. By allowing ourselves to feel and express our emotions, we can process our experiences and move forward in a healthy way. One way this phrase negatively affects us is by limiting our emotional range. From a young age, we are told that certain emotions are not okay for boys. This can make it difficult for men to express their true feelings, leading to a buildup of emotions that can manifest in unhealthy ways. Men may turn to anger or aggression as a way to release pent-up emotions instead of allowing themselves to feel sad, scared, or disappointed. Additionally, the pressure to conform to masculine norms can cause men to hide their emotions from others, including themselves. This can lead to a disconnect from one's true self and make it difficult to form meaningful connections with others. Another way this phrase negatively affects us is by damaging our mental health. By suppressing our emotions, we are not actually making them go away. Instead, we are bottling them up inside where they can fester and grow. This can lead to increased levels of anxiety and depression. Men who are unable to express their emotions may also be more likely to engage in risky behaviors as a way to cope with their negative feelings. The phrase "boys don't cry" also encourages toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity refers to harmful and rigid gender roles and stereotypes that are considered masculine. By promoting the idea that men should be strong and unemotional, this phrase contributes to a culture of toxic masculinity. This can lead to violence, aggression, and a lack of empathy. Men who adhere to toxic masculine norms may feel compelled to harm others as a way to prove their dominance or power. Lastly, the phrase "boys don't cry" can negatively impact relationships. When men are unable to express their true feelings, it can create tension and conflict in their relationships. Women and children who love men may struggle to understand why the men in their lives are so closed off emotionally. This can lead to feelings of frustration and disconnection. Additionally, the suppression of emotions can make it difficult for men to form close bonds with others, leading to social isolation. So now you know how this phrase has negatively affected us and others. Let's move on to the main topic: why men should cry. Crying is a natural and important way for everyone to express their emotions, not just women. By allowing ourselves to cry, we are able to release stress and process our emotions in a healthy way. When we cry, we are able to let go of negative emotions such as sadness, grief, and frustration. This can help us to feel lighter and more at peace. Crying can also help us to process trauma. By allowing ourselves to feel and express our emotions, we are able to work through our traumatic experiences and move forward in a healthy way. Crying is a way to bond with others. When we cry in front of others, we are able to create a sense of intimacy and connection. This can help us to feel less alone and more supported. People who witness your vulnerability may feel a sense of empathy and understanding towards you. By crying, we are able to show empathy towards others. When we see someone crying, we are able to put ourselves in their shoes and understand their perspective. This can help us to be more compassionate and understanding towards others. Showing empathy towards others is an important part of building relationships and creating a sense of community. Crying can help us to live a more authentic life. By allowing ourselves to feel and express our emotions, we are able to live a life that is true to ourselves. This can help us to feel more fulfilled and satisfied with our lives. People who know you for who you truly are will appreciate your authenticity and respect you for it. Crying can help us to improve our mental health. By allowing ourselves to feel our emotions, we are able to process our experiences and move forward in a healthy way. This can help us to reduce negative emotions, such as anxiety and depression. People who take care of their mental health are better equipped to handle the challenges of life. By crying, we are able to improve our physical health. Crying can help to release stress and tension in the body, which can improve our overall health. People who take care of their physical health are more likely to live longer and healthier lives. Crying can help us to become better leaders. By allowing ourselves to be vulnerable in front of others, we are able to create trust and connection. This can help us to become more effective leaders and better able to inspire others. People who are willing to be vulnerable in front of others are often seen as more authentic and trustworthy. And finally, crying is a sign of strength, not weakness. By allowing ourselves to feel our emotions, we are showing that we are strong enough to handle them. This can help us to build resilience and become more adaptable in the face of adversity. People who are willing to be vulnerable in front of others are often seen as more resilient and strong. Think about all the great men throughout history who cried. Think about your own father. He probably cried when he first held you in his arms after you were born. He probably cried when you got married, and he might cry someday when you pass away. That's because it's okay for men to cry. It's okay for anyone to cry. The bottom line is that by allowing ourselves to cry, we are able to express our emotions, process our experiences, build connections with others, show empathy, and live a more authentic life. So next time you see someone crying, don't tell them to toughen up or stop being a little baby. Instead, offer them a kind word or a helping hand. You never know when someone might need it, including yourself. It takes a strong person to be vulnerable and admit when they are struggling, so be strong and cry if you need to. It could be the best thing you do for your mental health. If you found this video helpful, please let me know in the comments below. I always appreciate your feedback and support. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.